many people in their early teens and 20s, it is about me, getting the things that I want to build up my ego and my sense of self, which is a natural part of life. But there does come a point, whether it's becoming a parent or losing someone you love, or a significant relationship ending, or a depression arriving, where you just feel like, I always call it, it's like an opening. It's a possibility of building something a little bit deeper out of life. And I think service is part of that. It's part of like, it's not altruistic. It makes you feel good. Like you say, whether you're tending to your child or whether you're being kind to the person on the street with a smile, it's a two-way process.
As a parent, I've got all that to look forward to. A bolshy teen.
Yeah.
And then a selfish 20-something.
Yes.
What about you, Dad? Think about me.
Yeah, totally. It's funny, isn't it? It's like the first few years of being a parent, and they're obviously naturally merged. They need you for their very survival.
Yeah.
And that can, if we're really honest, sometimes that can feel quite a burden and quite a responsibility, as lovely as it is. And then they very quickly, like that, they're kind of like a bit embarrassed by you. And then you really want to go back. That's the thing, where you have to be present, not have to, but it's an ideal situation to really be present to those stages of parenting, because they go so quick. And the thing that you were finding difficult, when it's gone, you're like, help me. And they're like, Dad, please, you're embarrassing. I don't want to kiss you, Dad. Leave me with my mates. It all turns around pretty sharp.
So with the service or the purpose, it's quite a similar thing, isn't it? Service and purpose. Is it?
I'm not sure if it is. Purpose... It's really, like, for me, purpose is really finding what it is that really brings you more and more alive, that really is in alignment with your own truth and your own way of living. And so for some people that is incorporates service, but in other people it's just like, it might just feel like their purpose is to be a good family member, or it might be that their purpose really feels that their purpose is to kind of make money and use it for good, hopefully. So, I wouldn't say it's necessarily being in service is the same as having a purpose, but they can be aligned.
So with the service. How do you look at that on the bridge? Because I'm really interested in this, and the way that as your life progresses, you do start to think a little bit more about what you can offer other people and you can offer the world.
This is where the inner activism comes in, because I really believe that it's very hard to be effectively in service in the world if you haven't done your inner work. Because you can, for example, loads of people, when I worked with previously a lot of women, and they would be in all sorts of careers, nurses, carer, the sort of caring professions, social work, therapists, and they were really trying to do good in the world and trying to be in service, but they hadn't dealt with their own wounding. And so what that did is it cost them dear. So they're not then effective, because they're self-sacrificing. So it's like all about the others and being in service to the world, exhausting themselves. And two, is if you don't do your inner work, Tony, you're always looking at the service you're giving through the lens of your own wounding.